Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of the Cider Drinker. Except, not today. Firstly, very happy 2020 to you guys. I know I've said it in the last couple of videos, but this is the first proper review of 2020 because when I did Hawk's Elephants on Ice, it was actually recorded back in 2019. So yes, this is the first full proper review for the new decade, technically, and it's not a cider review. I know, shock horror, right? No, today is an apple beer review. Recently, I went with my wife to Bury St Edmunds and there was a little bottle shop there that did mainly Belgian and German beers. And, well, I've been wanting to do reviews of these particular beers for a little while, but they're actually quite hard to come by. Today, I am doing a review on Floris Apple. Now, for those that don't know what this is, it's essentially a lambic style beer, and what a lambic is basically a certain type of yeast strain which predominantly produces quite sour or tart beers. This isn't a fully sour lambic beer, but it has those sort of characteristics, but they tend to add a certain flavour to the beer that gives it a different characteristic. And, well, it's not quite the same, because when you see gozers and things like that, they are really, really sour. These ones aren't as much, but they just have a little bit of tartness to them. So, yes, Floris Apple is one of the flavours that you can get from Floris. Funnily enough, these are the same guys that make the Delirium beers. I'm sure you've seen a lot of them around, like Delirium Tremens, Nocturnum, Red, things like that. And they also make this one. It's, I think it's De Huig. I'm very bad at pronouncing Belgian, but yeah, Brasserie Le Huig or something like that. But anyway, they make the Delirium beers. So yeah, apple is one of the flavours of Floris, but the most common ones are Kriek, which is cherry, or Framboise, which is raspberry. They're the ones that you can get a hold of the most. Apple, not so much, but you can also get mango, chocolate, which is bizarre, and I believe they do a straight up Pilsner as well. This one comes in 330ml bottles, as pretty much every Belgian beer does, apart from like the massive litre or whatever magnums you get, and this comes in at an astonishing 3.6% ABV, which again is quite common for this style of beer. Now, I only noticed after I got this home the date on it. Yep, you're reading that right, the 10th of August last year. So this beer is coming up to, well, basically being nearly 5 months out of date. So this is going to be quite an interesting review. I'm hoping that it's not gone off. Generally, I think Belgian beers are okay when they're out of date, but I'm going to be a little bit careful opening this just in case it does go everywhere, because these styles of beers do have a tendency to, well, just go everywhere if you're not careful. So I'm going to be a little bit more careful with the bottle opening. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. There we go. Right. Well, I can't smell too much off on the nose. Now, with every Belgian beer or every Belgian brewery, they have their own unique glass. I haven't got a Floris glass, but this Norwich Beer Festival one is pretty close to it. So, because it normally comes in quite a tall, thin glass. So, let's just hope that this is going to be okay. Let's get this poured out. As I said, normally these styles of beers are okay if they are out of date, and from the looks of the pour, it's actually not too bad. There we go. There's a little bit more beer in the glass there, but I'm going to leave that there. So, when you look at the colour, for me, it's a very light golden, slightly hazy sort of colour there, but it's looking a lot more darker orange on the screen there. Nice, Daz white soapy head there. That's probably going to retain that for quite a while. But yeah, looks nice. I can't see any discoloration or anything like that. What does it smell like? That is like Apple Tango. Apple Tango, Apple Tizer. Smells a little bit like those sour apple sweets that you can get sometimes. Definitely got sort of a sherbety sort of aroma there. No real hint of any Belgian yeasty characteristics there. Although, to be honest, in this style of beer, I wasn't really expecting much from it anyway. But yeah, does smell quite sweet. Smells artificial. I don't know what if they do use flavourings or something in this. I would imagine if they have a chocolate beer, they probably do use flavourings. But well, all down to the taste. Let's find out. Cheers, guys, and here's to the first review of 2020 with Floris Apple. Cheers. Okay. It's all right. It's got quite a light body to it. That apple flavour that's in the aroma, it's there in the taste, quite predominantly as well. Quite sweet. Not really getting much of the sourness from this. I can't taste anything metallic or off about this beer, so it does look like it's still okay to drink. As I said, I was quite worried when I saw that it was like nearly 5 months out of date, but it looks like it's withstood the test of time, so that's always a good sign. It's definitely a unique flavour. Does it work? I don't know if it does. There is a very slight, almost a sherbety tartness on the back end. Very sweet aftertaste as well. And I said, quite a light body. It does make it very drinkable. But I can see why this one isn't as common as, say, the Kriek or the Framboise. It doesn't... There's something about it that doesn't quite work. Whether it being from it tasting too much like apple tango or appetizer, you can definitely tell it's not like natural apple juices or anything that they've used in this beer, in the brewing process. With the raspberry and the cherry, they are naturally quite tart fruits anyway, so that does sort of work out in lambic style beers. But this, I don't know, the sweetness is sort of off balancing the tartness, and it doesn't really work that well, unfortunately. So, oh well. Let's go for a final taste before a final verdict, anyway. Yeah, it's definitely very artificial tasting. It's definitely, let's get that more in focus. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely quite artificial tasting. The flavours don't balance well at all. I mean, it's not left a horrible taste in my mouth, there's nothing like that, but I don't know, there is just something a little bit off about it, really. And for and I spent £2.55 on this bottle as well, so, you know, not the most expensive, but not the cheapest bottle as well. Maybe it tastes slightly different when it's actually in date, but I can't see there being much difference in the flavours because, as I said, Belgian beers tend to be okay after their best before dates. So, yeah, if I see this again in date, I might do another quick re-review of it. But for now, oh, excuse me, sorry about that. I'm just going to get the old chalk out, and for a final verdict, let's see. I am going to go and give Floris Apple Belgian beer from the same guys that make Delirium a 3 out of 10. It's definitely not the best flavour out there. If you are interested in these sorts of drinks and you've never had them before, I would suggest trying the Kriek or the Framboise over this, because I can see why they're a lot more common in their flavours. There is another company that makes an apple beer, Lindemans. I did see that in the shop as well, but that was £3.75, and I thought, not sure, I'll go for this one instead. Maybe I should have gone for that one instead, but hey-ho, there we go. with that said, that's another episode of the Cider Drink for you guys, even though it was a beer review. I hope you liked it, and as usual, I will be back with another delicious and tasty cider review soon. And yes, it will actually be a cider. But until then, I'm undecided whether I'm actually going to finish this, so I'll have to decide off camera. Take care, guys. Till next time.